Hey YouTube, Geminijets 2000 here, coming at you with a fictional airport update. This one, the time period is from 10 p.m. to midnight. So a lot of Asian internationals and a bunch of overnighting flights. I have a trip that I'm going on in less than a week. Really excited for it. I'll talk about the details of it more in this video. I'll do trip reports and everything, so some really cool footage, and it should be great. So let's just get started with this update, starting over here in the Concourse with British Airways 787-9, which is heading up to London Heathrow. The American MD-80 came in from Chicago O'Hare. One of the flights I'm going on is on an MD-88. It's a Delta, so not American, but I'm really excited to go on an MD-80 before they're all retired. I've been on an Alaska MD-80. That shows how long ago it was. Alaska had MD-80s before their 737-800s. But yeah, next here is the American A321, which came in from New York JFK. And next here, just pushing back, is American 737-800, which came in from Philadelphia and is now going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. Over at this next American gate, we have an A321, which came in from Chicago O'Hare. Actually, no, it came in from Charlotte, and it will be heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth on red-eye. And just waiting for the American to get out of the way is an American 737 MAX 8, which came in from Dallas-Fort Worth and is overnighting. Just pulling into this remote stand for regional is an American Eagle E-170, which has arrived in from Los Angeles and will be overnighting. And back over in the regional section of the E-Concourse, we have a Delta Connection E-170, which came in from Eugene and is heading out to Fresno in just a few minutes. And right there is a CRJ 700, which came in from Burbank and will be heading out to Sacramento. Next here we have this remote hard stand area. We have an American 737-800 right here, which came in from Phoenix a few hours ago and is heading out at the very early morning at 5 a.m. back to Phoenix. And right next to it is the Hawaiian A321, which came in from Lahui a few hours ago and heads back there in the morning. Next in the hard stand, we have a Delta 767-300ER, which came in from Boston and is overnighting, and a 717, which came in from Phoenix and is overnighting. It's arrived and is taxiing back to the terminal is a Delta A320, which came in from Seattle, Tacoma, and will be overnighting. Right next to it is a JetBlue A320, which came in from Long Beach and will be heading out to Boston on red-eye. The final American here is another 737-800, which is just rolling down the runway after it just arrived in from Phoenix, and this is the late arrival from Phoenix. It gets in around 1 a.m., then it heads back at about 8 a.m. tomorrow. And also in the long line of aircraft taxiing back, you can see some more over there, is an Alaska 737-900ER, which just arrived in from Kahului, Maui, and is overnighting. Next arrival here is the Southwest 737-700, which came in from Chicago Midway and is also overnighting. Next here is an Alaska 737-800, which just arrived in from Portland, Oregon, PDX. And next here, waiting for a gate, is a Delta A330, which just arrived in from New York JFK. And right here is the Hawaiian A330-200, which just arrived in from Honolulu, and we'll have to wait for all these guys to depart, and then taxi over to the C Concourse. And the final arrival here is the Delta A350. Here's another view of it. And it's just arriving in from Detroit. And the landing gear is supposed to be like that on the A350. Yeah, and that's arriving in from Detroit and will be overnighting. And just waiting in line for takeoff is the Air New Zealand 787-9, which is heading out to Auckland, New Zealand, and he's about 2 hours late. Next here is the Lufthansa A340-600, which came in from Frankfurt and is now heading out to Munich. Next here in line for takeoff is the Delta 737-800, which is heading out to Tampa, Florida, and it came in from Newark, New Jersey. Next here is the Zeeman Air 787-9, which came in from Zeeman, China, and is heading back there. And right here is an Alaska 737, which came in from Los Angeles and is now heading out to Seattle, Tacoma. And next here I'll do this hard stand. Right here is a Volaris A320, which came in from Guadalajara and is heading back in the morning. We have an Alaska 737-900, sorry it's not straight, and it came in from Dallas-Fort Worth and is overnighting. The Icelandair 757-200 from Reykjavik. Right here is the UPS 757-200. They park in this remote stand. And it came in from Louisville and is now heading up to Anchorage. Then finally, just waiting for the line of aircraft to move, is the ANA 777-200ER, which will be heading out to Tokyo Narita. Just sitting here underneath the wing of the ANA 777 is a Alaska SkyWest CRJ 700, which came in from Santa Barbara and is overnighting. Next here is the UPS 767-300 freighter, which came in from Des Moines and is now heading out to Louisville. And right here is an Alaska 737-800, which came in from Seattle Tacoma and is now heading out to Washington National. Right here is a Delta Sun 57-200, which came in from Los Angeles and is now taxiing out to the runway to head out to Boston. And now on to the D Concourse, we have a Delta Sun 67-300ER, which came in from Atlanta and is heading out to Minneapolis on a red-eye. Right next to it is the CS-100, which came in from Orange County and is overnighting. Next here is the Delta Sun 57-300, which came in from San Diego. Actually, it came in from Orlando, sorry about that. And is heading out to Honolulu on a red-eye. We'll leave at about 1 a.m., landing there at 5 a.m. On the other side of D Concourse, we have a Delta A319, which came in from San Jose and is heading out to Las Vegas. Just pulling into this gate, we have a 737-900ER for Delta, which is just arriving in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and will be overnighting. And just leaving the alleyway where the Delta 737-900 is pulling into is the Norwegian 787-9, which came in from London Gatwick earlier and is now heading out to Copenhagen. Right here is a Delta Sun 57-200, which came in from Kailua Kona and is going to be heading out to JFK on red eye. Right next to it is a Delta Sun 37-900ER. There we go. And it came in from Cincinnati and will be heading out to Miami. My second flight on the way back is on a Delta 900ER from Atlanta to Portland. And yeah, I'll just talk about my trip now. So I'm going to the Oshkosh EAA Air Venture. If you don't know what it is, it's the world's largest aviation kind of gathering and just air show. It's pretty awesome, just mostly general aviation stuff. Flying out on next Monday, the 23rd or something, on Spirit to Las Vegas. I actually have about a day in Las Vegas because that was the cheapest. Then I fly out the next morning on Frontier to Madison, Wisconsin. And in Las Vegas, I'll go to the airplane shop and take some videos of that too, so that'll be really cool. And then I'm there till Saturday, where I come home, leave Madison on the Delta MD-88 to Atlanta, then the Delta 900ER from Atlanta to Portland. So if you want to spot me at any of those airports, you can just comment below and I'll give you the exact flight information. So yeah, I can't wait for that trip. I'll have trip reports and a bunch of awesome videos from Oshkosh and also the airplane shop in Las Vegas. So yeah. Back onto the update, we have a China Southern 777-300ER, which came in from Beijing and is heading back to Beijing. Right here is a Delta MD-90, which came in from Houston Intercontinental and is heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth on red-eye. Right here is a China Airlines A350, which came in from Taipei and is heading back there. Right here we have the Emirates A380, just about to go out to Dubai in 45 minutes. And then right here is the Korean Air A380, which is heading out to Seoul in an hour and a half. Next here is the China Eastern A330-200, which came in from Shanghai and is heading back there real soon. Now just on to the A, B, and C concourses. Just the last Delta here over in the C concourse common use gates is a A321, which came in from San Diego and will be heading out to Atlanta on a red-eye. Next here is the Alaska 737-900ER and the Boeing 100-year strong livery, which came from Las Vegas and is overnighting. And right here is the More to Love, which came in from Austin, Texas, and is now heading out to Anchorage. And right here is a regular livery 737-900ER, which came from San Jose. And we have two E-175s. One right here arrived in from Oakland about an hour ago and is overnighting. Then the next one here is just arrived in from Milwaukee and is heading out to San Antonio on a red-eye. Next here is the Virgin America, or Alaska now, A319, which came in from San Francisco. Next here is an Alaska 737-800, which came in from Newark and is heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Right here is a Q400 for Alaska operated by Horizon, which came in from Reno. Right here is an Alaska 737-800 in the Salmon 30 Salmon livery with nothing but a GPU. And it came in from Lahui, Kauai, and will be heading out to Boston Logan. Right here is a Southwest 737-700, which came in from Orange County. Right here is a 300, which came in from San Francisco. Dang, it's a 700. Right here is a 700 in a new livery coming in from Las Vegas. Empty Southwest gate right there, and an 800 which arrived in from Burbank. And an empty gate here where the Hawaiian A330 will go. Then a 737 MAX 8 for Southwest, which came in from Baltimore. Right here's a Spirit A319, which came in from Chicago O'Hare and is overnighting. An Alaska 737-700, and it just arrived in from San Jose. Actually, no, it came in from Salt Lake City. Right here's a Frontier A321, which came in from Philadelphia and is now heading out to Cleveland. And we have a Frontier A320, which just arrived in from Denver and is overnighting. Over in the common use case, we have a Southwest 737-800, which arrived in from Dallas Love Field. And we have a JetBlue A320 right here, which came from New York JFK and is overnighting, and an A320, which came from Boston and is overnighting. And then they're out of hard stand gate, so this Hawaiian 767 is just waiting in front of these guys since they aren't departing. And it'll be towed to gate for his flight in the morning to Kailua Kona. And finally onto the A Concourse in the hangar. I'll actually start with the hangar. We have a bunch of aircraft all packed in there. We have a Hawaiian A330-200, which came from Kahului. All these aircraft are overnighting. United 767-300, which came in from Washington Dulles. An Alaska 737-800, which came from San Diego. And an Aeromexico 737-800, which came in from Mexico City. And right here is a United 757-200, which came in from Chicago O'Hare. Right here is a Air Canada CRJ-705, which came in from Vancouver, and a United Express E-175, or just E-170 actually, and it came in from San Jose, California, and is heading out to Boise. At this double gate, we have a United A319, which came in from Houston Intercontinental, and a 737-900ER, which just arrived in from Denver. Empty wide body gate right here. Air China A330-200, which arrived in from Beijing and is heading out to Shanghai. United A320, which came in from San Francisco, and a 737-800, which arrived in from Los Angeles and is taxiing into the gate area. United 767-400, which came in from London Heathrow and is heading out to Guam. A320 in the Stars and Bars retro livery, which came in from San Diego and is heading out to Washington National, and a 787-8 Dreamliner, which is heading out to London Heathrow. And finally, just pushing back out of here, is the Asiana 777-200ER, which is heading out to Seoul. The last two models are both cargo. We have the Cathay Pacific Cargo 747-8F, which came in from Hong Kong and is heading out to Chicago O'Hare, and a FedEx MD-11, which came from Anchorage and is heading out to Indianapolis. So I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for videos for my upcoming trip. The trip reports will take a little while because I'll have to put them together and everything, but all the videos from the airplane shop and Oshkosh probably pretty soon after I get there and come home. And then I have a trip in September. That'll be fun. I'll talk about that later. I have a subscriber route update, which I'll try to do probably Sunday, or at least before I go on this trip. So yeah. So I'll just end it here with a nice shot of the whole airport. And hope you liked it. Go follow me on Instagram at Geminijets_2000. I'll be posting pictures and updates on stuff with the trips. And so yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.